For 3 modules now, you've been the one asking the questions. You interrogate the AI. What did you change? Why did you do it that way? Did you check the edge case? You drive, it answers. That's the whole relationship, and it's been the right one. Run the daily review you learned last lesson for about a month though, and something flips. You sit down to start a session, and before you've said a word, the AI asks you a question, a sharp one, the kind you'd have wanted to ask yourself and forgot. That flip is the loop maturing, and it is the most underrated moment in this whole method. Here's what you'll walk away able to do. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to get the AI asking you the right questions, not by hoping it gets smarter, but by building the 2 things that make it possible: the record it reads and the review prompt you give it. And just as important, you'll know what this is and what it isn't, so you never oversell it to yourself. Because the version of this that's real is far more useful than the magic robot version people imagine. Let me show you how it actually works. First, let me kill the mistaken picture, because it's the thing that trips everyone up. When the AI starts asking good questions, it is not waking up. It did not get smarter overnight. Nothing changed inside the model. What changed is the project around it. By now, your project carries a record: the brief, the decision log, the pre-ship checklist, the feedback log, months of your real choices written down where the AI can read them. And you've set up a review where the AI is asked every session to read that record and check the new work against it. That's the whole mechanism. The AI got more useful because the material it reads got richer, and you gave it a job to do with it. It's the system and the record doing the work, not the machine becoming aware. Hold on to that, because everything in this lesson is built on it. So let's make it concrete. 3 real questions the AI starts asking once the record is rich enough. And for each one, watch where the question actually comes from. None of these is the AI being clever. Every one of them is the AI reading something you wrote and noticing it lines up with what you're doing right now. Question 1. You sit down and say you want to add an email service. Let's say SendGrid. The AI comes back with, 6 months ago, you looked at Mailgun for this and rejected it. And the reason in the decision record was a compliance gap. SendGrid has the same gap. Has the compliance picture changed? Now? Where did that come from? Not from intuition. The AI read your decision log, found the Mailgun record by date, saw the compliance reason you wrote down, and matched it against the new request. It didn't remember anything, the way you remember. It read the note you left and connected 2 things that lined up. The reason it could is that you wrote the note in the first place. No decision record, no question. The record is what makes the recall possible. Question 2, you're shipping a feature that touches the orders table. The AI says, this touches orders in pre-ship checklist line 17, the one you added after the duplicate charge postmortem, covers idempotency. Want to walk it? Again, trace it back. The AI didn't know to care about duplicate charges. It read your pre-ship checklist, saw a line that you wrote, in your words, after a real thing went wrong, and recognized that this new work touches the same surface. The hard lesson you paid for once is now a line in a file, and the AI reads that file. That's why it can flag it. The postmortem you bothered to write is doing the work months later, automatically. Question 3, you're kicking off a brand new build, and the AI says, your last 3 projects all chose Stripe for billing. And across your decision log, the pattern is compliance-first integrations every time. Want me to default to that here? Or are we breaking the pattern on purpose? That one feels almost spooky. Like the AI knows who you are. It doesn't. It read across your decision records and reported back a pattern that's sitting right there in the data. You couldn't see it because the records are spread across months, and you only ever look at one at a time. The AI can read all of them at once, so the pattern is visible to it. It's not insight. It's a machine reading your own history back to you, which, honestly, is more useful than insight, because it's true. Hear what's common to all 3. The AI isn't generating wisdom. It's reading the record you built and surfacing where the present lines up with the past. A contradiction, a relevant checklist line, a pattern. That is a completely different thing from a chatbot that sounds smart, and it's the thing you're actually building toward. The accumulated record isn't just storage the AI ignores until you ask. Run the review, and it becomes working context. The AI applies every session on its own. Now, the part you control. Because none of this happens by accident. There are exactly two ingredients, and you build both. The first is the record, and you already know how to build it, because the last three modules were about exactly that. The brief that stays current, the decision log that accumulates, the pre-ship checklist that grows a line every time something breaks, the feedback log you keep. Every one of those is the AI's reading material. The richer and more honest that record is, the better the questions get, because the AI can only ask about what you actually wrote down. A thin record produces a quiet AI. There's nothing for it to notice. The second ingredient is the prompt, the standing instruction that tells the AI to do this without being asked. This is the same move from the daily review last lesson, pointed at the questions you want. You write a rule once, and it lives in your rules folder. Something like, at the start of every session, read the recent decision log, the open items in the brief, and the pre-ship checklist. If the work I'm about to do contradicts a past decision, touches a checklist line, or repeats a pattern in my history, raise it before we start. That's it. That single instruction is what turns the record from something the AI could read into something it does read every time and reports back on. Without the prompt, the record just sits there. With it, the AI walks in and does the review you'd have to remember to do yourself. So that's the recipe, and it's not complicated. A rich record plus a standing prompt to read it equals an AI that asks the right questions. Both halves are things you build. Neither one is the AI changing. That's the whole trick, and it's why it's repeatable. You can hand this exact setup to someone else, and it works the same way, because nothing about it depends on a special model. It depends on a record and a prompt. And here's how you know it's actually working. 4 signs, so you can check yourself instead of guessing. 1. The AI references a past decision by date, not vaguely. Not, didn't we talk about this? Specifically, in your record from February the 14th. 2. It surfaces a connection you didn't see. Across features, across decisions, across months, a link you'd have walked right past. 3. In the review, it proposes the update before you ask. Flags that the brief's gone stale, or that this earns a checklist line. 4. And this is the real one. You start trusting its flags. When it says, this contradicts a decision you made, check it, you actually check, because it's been right enough to earn that. When all 4 are true, the loop isn't a discipline you're forcing anymore. It's just how you work. This is also, finally, what people are reaching for when they say the word agentic. And it's worth saying plainly, because the word gets thrown around to mean magic. It doesn't mean the AI runs off and does everything on its own. It means this: an operator with discipline and an AI with access to the record that discipline produced, working as a kind of shared memory. You bring the judgment and the history. The AI brings the ability to read all of it at once and notice what lines up. That partnership is the real thing. It's less flashy than the robot that thinks story, and it's far more powerful because you can actually build it. And you just learned how. That's also the honest line under this whole method. AI coding was never about telling the AI what to write. It's about building the conditions where the AI can write correctly. The record is the condition. The review is the condition. Do the work at those 2 leverage points, and the AI becomes a genuine partner. Skip them, and it stays a tool you have to babysit 1 prompt at a time. Same model, either way. The difference is entirely the system you built around it. And that's the last piece of the feedback loop, which means it's the last piece of the method at this depth. You've got context that travels, rules that hold, documentation that maintains itself, verification that catches what you miss, and now feedback loops that compound into an AI that asks you the right questions. That's beyond foundations. One lesson left, the course Closer, where I'll show you exactly where this goes next and where the production grade version of all of it lives. I'll see you there.